So we have another thing going on. People like they're like tearing down signs of Confederate generals and all of that stuff. And apparently y'all have some schools with the name Plantation in it. Would
Right.
you be supportive of those schools being renamed?
Well, what I would say is any school, not just the ones with that we're looking at. I think we, and in the light of what has been happening recently, with the biases in police department and police brutality and the unrest that it has created for our nation, it is important that we look at how we name our schools, and not just how we name our schools, how we name other areas, how we name specific cities and so on and so forth. It's important that we look at these things and to make sure that it's reflective of what we stand for as a nation, right? I think we should look at these school names on a case-by-case basis, look at why we name them the way we name them, and if we need to change them, then we should change them, that it's reflective in a positive way. So when kids go to those schools, they don't have to feel like, well, why am I going to a school that has some sort of a possibly racial bias term to it? So I think we do need to look at not just the ones that are mentioned and that came up now. I think we need to look at how we name all our schools. And in fact, Sandra, as far as I heard, we weren't even supposed to be naming schools after cities. So I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure how that came about. But I think as a district, we should look at the history of how our schools are named. And if we see there are some biases, and if we see that there's a need to change, then we should.
Okay. Yeah, because that's definitely something they're going to have to revisit. So I think that there's going to be a lot of stationary upgrades happening.
Right.
So our
And by the way,
yes,
I just want to say really quick. Not only do we look at the origin of names of different schools and all over the county, but we also must seek the input of the community as well, and we also must decide as a board what would be in the interest of everyone once we look at all the factors surrounding this. But definitely it is a given that if it's a biased name that really has some racial undertone or cultural undertone to it that's negative, then we should consider changing it.
Yeah, we definitely we should do that, because it is problematic. And now people are becoming more aware of what's
Right.
going on. And so there definitely should be some change, and there should be some sensitivity in the names
Right.
that they decide to give these schools, these institutions, and different things of the sort. Okay.
And here's the thing too, in the future when we name our schools, we ought to really seriously think about the names we give to our schools, right? We
Right.
ought to make sure that these names are positive, that these names are going to motivate children. It's something that every child can walk out of that school when they get that degree or that diploma or they graduate, that they can proudly walk out, because even the name should have been motivating for them.
All right.